generated from solar and wind. Mostly I have covered to solar and wind, only two sources. So that is about like generating the energy. Then another part also I have little bit discussed is like storing the energy, uh, why the batteries are important. So why batteries are important, and then how to then what are the different sizing, what will be the suitable capacity of different renewable energy components, and their what is their cost, how to find it. So that two things I will be covering today. So first one, I will talk about storage. So yeah, so energy storage. So there are many methods of energy storage. Like here you can see it. There are many methods. One is chemical, like chemical storage, like hydrogen, biofuels, liquid hydrogen, LPG, petrol. But mostly what we use in renewable energy systems are electrochemical. That is battery, flow batteries, like redox flow batteries or other flow batteries. Then fuel cells. And in electrical, we have capacitor, supercapacitor, and superconducting magnetic energy storage. In mechanical, we have compressed air energy storage, flywheel energy storage, hydraulic accumulator, hydroelectric energy storage. In thermal, again, we have ice storage, molten salt, cryogenic liquid air or nitrogen, seasonal thermal store, solar pond, hot bricks. Like that, different storage methods are there to store the energy. So in these energy storage devices, we store the energy temporarily, and then again, based on our requirement, we use it. But out of all these energy storage methods, we only use fuel cell and batteries. Is We only use batteries, different kind of batteries with renewable energy systems in general. Only few places, only other storage systems are being used. Then we know about batteries, like you have already used this in our daily life, many batteries, like a small batteries you have seen 9 volt, 6 volt, or 12 volt batteries is, and some other also bigger batteries like lead acid battery you might have seen. So this battery only most frequently we use it. So I will just talk about little bit history about the batteries, when it started and what is its status. So it has the first battery started in 1780. So it's a long time. More than 200 years ago, the galvanic cell was discovered. Then slowly it has reached to voltaic pile. So and then 1836 Daniel cell was discovered. Then tri cell 1900, around 100 years back, and then rechargeable batteries. So nowadays, which you use is rechargeable batteries. Uh, and also you can see it, some of the batteries which I'm showing on top, nickel cadmium, lithium ion, then lithium air, lead acid batteries. So these batteries frequently we use it, like that you have seen it. We use it in our laptops, in our mobile phones, or any places we use it, these batteries. So I will just talk about some more like batteries, how it has started. I have already told like it. So it has started more around 200 years back. It was like voltaic pile, which was like used as a silver zinc. Then Daniel cell, in which copper and zinc was used. Then 1859, it was rechargeable lead acid battery came. Then 1868, carbon zinc battery came. Similarly, the evolution of batteries happen. Here also you can see it. So here you can see it in recent, like 1991, lithium ion batteries came, and after that, like most of the research are happening in lithium ion batteries with different combinations, and we are having lithium ion polymer batteries. It is coming recently. In batteries, what you see is a common thing is charging and discharging. When you charge the battery, it will be you if you supply the power to the battery, it will get charged. And again, when you want to supply the power to the load, you will discharge the battery. So this is the common thing that happens with battery. So similarly, what will happen when you connect with renewable energy sources, battery will get charged, and again, and when you connect with load, battery will get discharged. So some of the things which are like components which is important in batteries are like cathode, electrolyte, anode. So anode where oxidation takes place, cathode at which reduction takes place, and electrolyte is the medium that we know it. Uh, so you know that in battery, like in electrolytic cell, anode is positive and cathode is negative. In galvanic cell, anode is negative and cathode is positive. So these are the common basic terminology of batteries. And also for batteries, voltage and capacities are very important. You have When you see
Sir,
the batteries, it will, yeah.
sir, one question from Kuldeep. He want to know why battery store only DC current, not AC.
Uh, yeah. See, in DC only we supply like electricity na in a one direction. In AC, what happens? You That the direction of current will continue, will be changing. So this will not be suitable for storing the energy. So in batteries, like wherever we discharge is stored, so DC only is required. With AC, it will not get charged because its direction will be changing. That's why. So and like how to calculate the specific capacity of the battery. If you see any battery, it will be like the rating will be there.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So okay, so if you see like in batteries, you will see that all batteries, it will some rating will be there. Like if you see your batteries, anything in your mobile phone, what batteries is there on power bank or any bigger size batteries also, which is used as in vehicles or some other places, you'll see everywhere some rating will be there, capacity. So how to find out the capacity? Here I have just shown like it. Earlier, like I talked, there are different kinds of batteries like nickel, cadmium, lithium, metal hydride, lithium ion, lead acid, like that. Different batteries are there. So here, just I have listed the capacity and density. So each has different capacity and different density. So I will talk about capacity, density, power, and energy in coming slides. But like based on our requirement, we choose which battery will be suitable, because if you use different materials in batteries, its capacity and energy density will be different. So here I'll just talk about the so as I already mentioned, mostly what we use with renewable energy systems are the electrochemical energy devices only, whether it is fuel cell or lithium ion batteries is or lead acid batteries. So any kind of battery or fuel cell or supercapacitor or redox flow batteries, these are the combinations which are being used. Uh, so, uh, you know, the electrochemical power sources are the device which converts chemical energy into electrical energy. And like here you have seen like fuel cell, these are the similar technologies which we use as battery, fuel cell, and supercapacitors. So I will talk about a little bit about it in coming slides. So in this slide, in here you can see one more. Earlier I have talked about redox flow batteries. So this is about one kind of redox flow batteries, how it looked like. You can just see how it's look like. So its stack will look like this. So if the capacity is more, means the stack size will be more, and will be having a lot of anode, cathode, and lot of membrane inside, in which like fluid will be circulating. Like in here, you can see it here. It is having different structures, like it is either it is serpentine, parallel, or spiral. So through that, the liquids will be circulating, and the reaction will be happening at cathode and anode, and then this energy will be generated. Then uh, which fuel cell I have talked about. So generally in fuel cell or in hydrogen car, this is also like one kind of source which is being used for energy, and it can be used for or driving any kind of vehicles, like whether it is car, bus, or some bigger vehicles also. So here you can see like one of the Nobel laureate has said that the one cup of one glass of water have the energy to drive a ship. You can see this Queen Mary. So this much energy is contained in the water. So if we can split it, this water into hydrogen and oxygen, and can use it in a fuel cell, then it can be easily used for powering the vehicles. So one of the advantages of fuel cell, you can see it like in conventional systems where we can use this combustion engines. There it is creating pollution. But here this fuel cell, if we'll use it, then we'll not be creating any pollution. Then in fuel cell only, like mainly we use like proton exchange membrane fuel cell. So in proton exchange means proton H plus exchange will be there. I will not go into details. Just you see that inside fuel cell, what will be there? We'll be having anode, cathode, and we'll be having different layers, gas diffusion layer, catalyst, and different things through which we'll be circulating hydrogen as a fuel in this. So I'll not go into deep into this. Like some of the research which is going on in fuel, like how to minimize the cost of electrocatalyst which is used, then and how to improve like water and thermal management, to how to do the stack assembly, because so many components are there. So these and mostly related with the electrolyte membrane and other things, research is going on. So I'll not go into details. Just to say that the fuel cell technology is also increasing with the years. Like earlier I have shown like solar, wind, uh, and other technologies. With the years, its demand is increasing. Like that, at fuel cell electric vehicle also, based on a prediction, you can see it is exponentially increasing. So in coming days, we'll be having lot of vehicles which will be powered by fuel cell. Now in our country, only few vehicles are available, but in foreign countries, few of the countries, many cars and buses are in market. Also, it is running with the fuel cell, and in future it will be coming in India as well. But again, like which kind of fuel will be used for different applications. So it is like powering a small vehicle is easy for with the fuel cell or other. Here you can see it like which is used fuel cell. So still the gasoline, diesel, or CNG based engines that will be used in a heavy vehicles. But for a smaller, it can be powered by fuel cell easily. This is a prediction for US prediction, how its market is changing is increasing for fuel cell. Why it is increasing? Because you can see the cost also decreasing. So since the cost is decreasing, and it is becoming cost competitive with the other technologies. Like if you'll use same thing, if a petrol or diesel car, if in same you will get it the vehicle which will be powered by fuel cell, then people will prefer for fuel cell, because here it will not be also creating any pollution, and other drawbacks are not there. So if the cost is less, then people will be using fuel cells. So the prediction shows its demand is increasing because the cost is decreasing gradually over the years. Then earlier I have mentioned about power and energy. So here you can see it, power and energy. So energy is like total energy, how much is available, and power like you are drawing from batteries. So if you are drawing like more current at a time, or like if you want to take more like more energy from the system, so based on the requirement people uses. So here in right side you can see, so based on the requirement you choose from where we want. So which kind of technology, whether it is battery, fuel cell, or capacitor or super capacitor, which will be used for our application, it is based on our requirement, whether we want more energy or we want more current. Like you can see it for driving a vehicle also. If you want to drive a vehicle at higher speed, that means you need more power, more current will be drawn. So if you want a vehicle which you want to run it as a higher speed, then you will need which can supply more power. which can supply more current. But if you want like to charge a vehicle for one time and use it for more time, like one time charging, and you want to use it for maybe 5 hours for one day for a long kilometer, like here you can see it 500 kilometer or some 1000 kilometer you want to drive it. So on that case, you will choose the technology which can provide more energy. Here some of the types of batteries. I have just a comparison. I am just showing like whether it is lead acid battery, lithium cation, lithium metal hydride, or lithium ion, or zinc air batteries, lithium sulfur batteries, or lithium air batteries. So you can see it which one is having more. Here you can see it lithium air batteries. If it can be used, it can be used for more so we can run it the vehicle for more distance. So that is the based on our requirement, we can choose which technology to use it. Then some more about lithium ion batteries. So you can see it here, the lithium ion batteries which has more energy density. Here energy density is also more, specific energy density is more. So lithium ion batteries having more energy density, that's why it is in recent days it is being used. I will not go into much details about lithium ion batteries, just like how different kind of lithium ion batteries. You can see it like earlier 1990, it has started with the lithium with LiCoO2. And with times now we are having lithium sulfur and lithium air batteries. These batteries are more preferred because of it is giving more energy density. So that's why it is being used nowadays more. Some of the applications which I have already mentioned, like lithium ion batteries, it is generally used in our mobile phones or laptops or different places. So that and also the other possibilities is like I have earlier mentioned, it can be used for running the vehicle or even for powering for running a cycle also, or a bike. Nowadays few bikes are also available in our country also, which can run with lithium ion batteries. And other application is which we are talking about in renewable energy system. If we can use it, these batteries for storing, it will be used. So lithium ion batteries is little bit less still used in with renewable energy system. More used is lead acid battery with the renewable energy systems. Then in batteries, I won't talk much about it. Here are like different kinds of lithium ion batteries and their potential, how much is will be voltage and capacity. Uh, so with for choosing the battery also, again we need like whether we need more energy, more power, or we want to invest more, or we want like more life. Whether the battery will be used for like more life, 6 months, 1 year, or it can be used for 5 years. Some of the batteries work, or we want like safety also. There are many safety issues also with batteries, like you have heard sometimes battery explodes also. That is some issues with the lithium ion batteries. So we have to choose the battery based on these factors and based on our requirement. So I will not go deep about the lithium ion batteries. These are also about lithium ion batteries. So I would just skip this. And in other than lithium ion batteries, also nowadays sodium batteries and lithium Al, sulfur, or other solid state batteries are also being used nowadays. So as I have already mentioned, which one we have to prefer, whether it is high, we have to give more priority for safety or cost or even or high power or energy. So based on that we decide. I will just skip these slides. So safety, like you already heard about, if sometimes lithium ion batteries gets explode, then it is a serious issue. And this safety issue is while manufacturing the battery, it is very much concerned about the batteries. So
Sir, one question from Kuldeep. He want to ask, sir, can you explain what is the battery size and solar module watt peak for electrical vehicles, and which type of motor we use?
Yeah, so about size. So I will just go to the next about the sizing only. I will move and I will explain it in detail. So this was like my second part, in which I will talk about like what size will be suitable for any renewable energy systems, and what will be like cost also. So sizing optimization. So it is not only size of battery, also size of other, also solar or solar panels capacity, how much will be there, or wind turbine capacity should be how much, or other converter, inverter, which I have talked earlier. What should be its capacity and capacity of battery, and what will be cost. So I'll be talking about this. I will just go through one example, one case study. So for that, I will be just showing like one of the case study where you can see it. This is my require of one building example. So this is of the power consumption of my building, how it is varying. I know it from night to 24 hours, from in 24-hour cycle, how it is the power, this load pattern is varying. So during daytime you can see it is more, and then also like for full year we know the load pattern. So in different months, what is the average energy consumption, and what is maximum at one day, and minimum also, that is marked here. So we know the load consumption of this building. Then if somebody asks like what will be the capacity of renewable energy system, which can fulfill the which can supply the power to supply the power from renewable energy sources to this building. So how to do that? So for that, I will be just showing based on a simulation, based on Homer simulation, how to do it. So I will just show the results, and then I will show how to do the simulation. So I will be just quickly going through the results. So renewable energy system. So first one, we have to choose it, like what are the components we want in the renewable energy system. So we want solar, we want wind, we want battery, or we want converter, inverter, load, and also biogenerator. So this we can choose it. Either we can take one component and we can leave it also. So once we decide like how many components we need, then then we have to look for what is the availability of solar and wind at this location. So this yesterday I have discussed like how to get it the wind profile and how to get it from the solar. So this which I am showing is the solar and wind profile for the building, for which I will be showing the results. Then if you can put you can give these inputs to the software will calculate you and will give you how much the capacity will be suitable for the building. So here after the simulation you can see the result. So which system is suitable. So you can see it which system is suitable and having the minimum cost. So here you can see the capacity of system, how much capacity. So for fulfilling the load demand of the building which I have shown, 81 kilowatt solar is suitable, wind is 1, biogenerator is 20, number of battery will be required 150 numbers battery, 12 volt 100 S, then converter capacity should be 48, and its cost will be minimum. Then which system will be generating more energy, that you can see it, I have marked in different color here. It is generating maximum energy. You can also see like how much energy it will be generating from each sources individually, from solar, wind, biogenerator, and how much annually it will be generating. And just you can also do some other analysis like how to what will be the cost breakdown, which two systems I have shown earlier. It is like minimum cost and this is maximum energy. So you can check the different components cost also, what will be cost of battery, wind turbine, generator, solar PV, converter, or complete system cost. You can see it here. So what will be its capital cost, initial operation maintenance cost, what will be replacement cost. So and so all this cost you can get it from the system, from the simulation result. Then uh, other is other is sensitivity analysis. Means you have, before doing this study, you can like you will go to the market and find out what is the cost of solar or wind different components. But while installing, if the cost is in between, cost changes, Then also this type of study also you can do it. So in simulation you can yeah, on this also you can change it, like whether whatever cost you have considered, if any one component price has changed, like if wind price has changed by, like it has reduced to 90%, or it has reduced to 80%, or it has increased by 1.1 factor, or it has increased by 1.2 factor, then what will be its effect on like overall cost of the system. So this type of study you can do it. Similarly, if the price of solar changes, then what will be its effect on overall system cost, you can see it. Here what will be the, if the battery prices changes, then what will be its cost on overall system cost. If converter cost changes, then what will be its effect on overall system cost. Then other also I have used is bias generator. If bias generator cost changes, then what will be its effect on overall system cost. And in, if the bias generator fuel also fuel cost changes, then what will be its effect. So like this yesterday you can do it. So here you can see it, since my system is having more solar, so if the solar price is changing, that means overall system will be price will be changing. So this I have just shown the result. I will just show you how to uh, how to do it in simulation. So I'll just share you another slides. So this is the software which you can use it. This is a Homework Pro software, in which here I have shown you, like you have to choose which component you want, whether it is solar. Here you can see battery, wind. This I have chosen. So this side solar, wind or battery, it all are DC. Then our here we use it converter, which will be having all DC converters and inverter part also inside only. Then load AC and biogenerator AC. Then how self software will calculate? It will you have to just put the location. So here if you click on search location, it will, so based on your longitude and latitude, it will automatically take the solar and wind data. So you don't have to do anything for that. So then how to put the cost? So if you'll go for, like for example, if you go for wind, then here you can, so here you can see it, wind cost. So what will be capital cost, what will be replacement. So this you can find out from market, and then you can change it here. So what then similarly you can find from PV, what will be capital cost, replacement cost, and operation and maintenance cost. This you can find it from market. Similarly for battery, if you go for battery, here you can, and you can edit the details. Uh, then similarly for converter, if you click on converter, you can edit the details for converter. So here you can change it based on the market price. What is the actual market price which is available at you? Then similarly you can change it for bias generator. If you click on bias generator, it will show you
Sir,
how much.
Sir,
And
one question is
yeah,
coming from Kuldeep sir. Actually, he
yeah.
want to know what are the usage of this software.
This software is to find out, like earlier Kuldeep, you have asked which capacity will be suitable. You have one building, you know how much energy is required, but how to calculate, like what are the capacity of renewable energy system components which will be suitable, like how much solar you have to install, whether you have to install 100 kilowatt, or you have to install 5 kilowatt system, or 10 kilowatt. So this software will automatically calculate you and give you, like what will be capacity and how much price also. So these two things from here you can calculate it. Only thing is, here you have to fit it only your load demands. So how much is your load? How much energy you are consuming? So you can fit it here. So here, like I know for my building, how much we are using weekdays and weekends, yearly, this hourly, how much energy you are consuming. So you just fit it how much energy you are consuming. The software will calculate and give you how much is capacity is required and how much price is required. So this all calculation this software will do. And once this you have set it, you have to just click it in calculate. It will give you the results. So then you can go it in result. If you click on result, it will show you the optimized value. So, and it will show you also for different components also how much. Like if you click on one, then it will show you full pattern, how much it will generate energy and other things also. Like I'm just clicking on one, you can see it. So I have clicked on one system. Then you can see it here, which I have earlier, I have shown you what is like different components, price, capital, replacement, and all, and total system price, everything it will calculate and give you how cash flow will happen, how much electrical energy it will generate. Here also you can see it from different systems. From solar, how much it is generating per year. From biogas generator, how much it will generate. From wind, how much it will generate. All it will give you. So yearly also, and here you can see it monthly also, how much it will generate. So this is a very useful software which will give you both the things, whether it is how much is electrical generation, what is will be the capacity, what will be price. So full details here you can get, you can see it here. Like I am showing you here it also, it will show like calculate how much it will be, like emission will be reduced. So here in the software you can explore all these kind of informations. And also the software is freely like for, if we can install, it will be freely available for you for 30 days trial. So within that you can explore it. So if you have any kind of like doubts about renewable energy systems, like how much capacity we should install, and what will be anything related with how much will be generation, electric energy generation, how much will be price breakdown for all the components. This you can easily get it from the system, from this software. If you want to do any study, like for your building, how much will be requirement, which renewable energy system can fulfill your load demand, and how much will be price, you can explore this. And if you face any difficulties, you can call, maybe you can reach out to me, I can help you with this. So I so I will just stop since time is almost over. I will stop here. So if you have any questions, you can ask. And
thank you, sir, for giving this nice lectures. Participant, if you have any question, you can unmute your participation, and after that you can ask question. So now you can unmute, and after that you ask the questions. We have 3 minutes, so you can ask the questions.
हेलो.
Yes, yes,
yes.
सर मैं ये जानना चाहता था, ये जो आप सॉफ्टवेयर यूज कर रहे हो, ये पेड है या अनपेड है, और ये कहाँ से डाउनलोड किया जा सकता है?
ये आप होमर प्रो सॉफ्टवेयर, इसका वेबसाइट है। आप यहाँ पे आप देख रहे हैं नाम होमर, आप गूगल में सर्च करेंगे ना होमर प्रो के नाम से, तो होमर प्रो सॉफ्टवेयर आएगा। इसको आप इंस्टॉल करेंगे तो ये आपको फ्री में 30 दिन के लिए ही देगा। तो ऐसे तो ये पेड है, लेकिन फ्री ट्रायल देता है 30 दिन के लिए। तो आप 30 दिन, 1 महीना एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं आप फ्री में।
इसमें सर हम 3D सिमुलेशन भी बना सकते हैं?
नहीं, इसमें 3D सिमुलेशन नहीं है। इसमें सिर्फ वो कंपोनेंट हमारा चूज करना है। जैसे कि हमारा एक तो है कि हमारा लोड फिट करना, कि हमारा कितना एनर्जी और पावर का डिमांड है। देन हमको चूज करना है कि हम रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी में से कौन कौन सा सिस्टम लेना चाहते हैं, चाहे हम सोलर रखना चाहते हैं या विंड रखना चाहते हैं, बायोगैस रखना चाहते हैं, या सबका कॉम्बिनेशन रखना चाहते हैं। तो ये हमें ऑप्शन देता है चूज करने के लिए। एक बार चूज कर लिए हम, तो ये अपने आप कैलकुलेट कर लेता है कि आपके यहाँ कितना अवेलेबल है। ये ऑटोमेटिकली कनेक्टेड है। ये डेवलप किया गया था NREL के थ्रू। ये नेशनल रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी लेबोरेटरी जो यूएसए का है उसके द्वारा डेवलप किया गया था सॉफ्टवेयर। तो उसका सारे डाटा उसके पास अवेलेबल है नासा के डाटा के थ्रू, कि कितना हम जैसे पर्टिकुलर लोकेशन के लिए कितना अवेलेबल है ये हमारा सोलर और कितना विंड। जैसे किसी भी लोकेशन को आप सेलेक्ट करेंगे तो अपने आप ले लेगा डाटा, तो ये कैलकुलेट करके दे देगा, लेकिन इसमें 3D का कुछ नहीं है।
ओके ओके,
ये
थैंक
सिर्फ
यू सो मच सर।
हाँ, ये सिर्फ आपका अनुसार से आपके उस लोकेशन पे कितना अवेलेबल है रिसोर्सेस, रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी कितना अवेलेबल है, सोलर, विंड और बायोगैस, उसके अनुसार से, और आपका कितना डिमांड है एनर्जी का, तो ये दोनों को मैच करेगा। और कितना प्राइस है सोलर का, विंड का, सारे कंपोनेंट्स का, तो उसके अनुसार से ये ऑप्टिमाइज करता है कि क्या सिस्टम आपके लिए सुटेबल होगा। तो आप यहाँ सिर्फ वहाँ पे देख सकेंगे कि कौन सा सुटेबल सिस्टम जो है, कितना कितना कंपोनेंट का क्या कैपेसिटी होगा, और कितना एनर्जी वो जनरेट करेगा डेली, मंथली और ईयरली, कितना कितना प्राइस होगा। अगर तो इस तरह का स्टडी सिर्फ इसमें कर सकते हैं हम लोग। तो मोस्टली उसी तरह का अगर इंस्टॉलेशन करना हो तो इसके लिए इस तरह का स्टडी काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, तो काफ़ी यूजफुल होगा। तो आपको अगर अपने घर का करना हो, तो अपने बिल्डिंग का, तो उसके लिए आप एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं कि कौन सा रिन्यूएबल सिस्टम आपके लिए सुटेबल होगा और कितना प्राइस लगेगा।
ओके सर, क्या आप ये बता सकते हैं ये जो सोलर के सॉफ्टवेयर होते हैं जैसे PVsyst है, हेलियोस्कोप है, ये अगर हम सीखना चाहें तो कहाँ से सीख सकते हैं?
उसके लिए सबसे आसान है कि एक तो आप YouTube वीडियोस देखें, जैसे कि उसके लिए ना आप उसके नाम से सर्च करें और उससे जो भी रिलेवेंट वीडियोस आता है उसको देखें, तो उसमें दिखाया जाता है किस तरह से सिमुलेशन किया गया है स्टेप बाय स्टेप। तो वो देख करके उसके बाद से आप आसानी से कर सकते हैं। और भी दूसरा होता है कि आप उससे रिलेटेड रिसर्च पेपर्स डाउनलोड कर लें और पेपर में देखें कि उसमें पेपर्स में जिस तरह से जो रिजल्ट्स दिया है, तो आप उसी को लाने की कोशिश करें कि हम भी वो जितना इनपुट यूज किया है सेम मैं भी इनपुट यूज करके और रिजल्ट को मैच करवाने का कोशिश करें। अगर दोनों मैच कर जा रहा है तो समझ जाए कि अब मैं इसके सॉफ्टवेयर सीख गया, मुझे आ गया कि कैसे यूज करना है।
Thank you, sir.
उसके सेम इनपुट के साथ।
Yes, sir. Sir, time is going to up. So we should to close this session. Participant, if you want any feedback, if you have any question, also you may ask in the feedback form, and you can also suggest us. We will try to provide according to you. So thank you everybody to join with us. Be safe and stay home.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
And
thank you so much.
yeah, what's your name? This